We are very privileged to have these international stars in the field of venous disease with us. Dr. Alun Davies from London, Dr. Bozkurt from Turkey, Dr. Cees Wittens from the Netherlands, and Dr. Lowell Kabnick from here in the US. So we're going to be focusing on the European College of Phlebology, which was established in April of 2013. So, Dr. Davies, what's the purpose of this particular college?
Well, the European College of Phlebology was set up as a collaborative venture that involved the ESVS, the European Venous Forum, and some dermatological societies in Europe to push the cause of phlebology, because at that time there was not any unified grouping of all of the phlebologists, and within Europe there is a significant variation as to who practices phlebology. And it was a group that was quite keen to push the UEMS, which is a European Union board to recognize phlebology as a subspecialty. And the work that the original co-founders of the European College of Phlebology did actually resulted in the establishment of the UEMS subspecialty board in phlebology. And then subsequently we have gone on to organize a European course, and we are now organizing a European conference.
Bit about the certification process, because I think many of the audience don't know about the certification process.
Well, there is, if I can answer this, there are two types of certificates. We have an online course for which people do 9 exams, and they have to pass 7 of the 9 exams, and then they are certified. But that doesn't mean that there's no official document that gives you the right to put up a sign that you're a phlebologist. It's just a certificate that shows that you have taken knowledge of all theoretical information needed to perform phlebology in its full spectrum. So it's not a legal document. It is a certificate given out by the European College of Phlebology. And of course, a certificate, if you attend the course, is just the CME points which you get from attending a conference.
So when you're trying to bring together accreditation in its form of a certificate and obviously the course, you had some obstacles along the way. What type of obstacles did you face during this process? I mean, you've been doing it for 11 years now. How did you overcome some of those obstacles? Dr. Bozkurt?
Well, certainly at the beginning, we had some problems, honestly, but in the last 3-4 years, we passed all of the problems. Now we are in a very good way, and we are very good attendance for our online courses. Actually, Cees Wittens is working a lot for this one, and it is some sort of his baby, this online courses, and he did a lot for this one.
Yeah, related to the value of the course, we are trying now to collaborate with the UEMS, which is the official institute that gives you the right to become a phlebologist. They have taken care of online, real practical courses in certified centers, and we are trying now to have our online course being a part of the official certification between the UEMS. And we are step by step moving forward to get this done, but that's still work in progress.
And Anil, just to add something on that, as there are so many different countries in Europe, to be allowed to have independent practice in a particular area is quite very, each country has its own way of doing it as well.
So you've been able to overcome some of these obstacles, and you made a lot of progress over the last 11 years, and subsequent to that also, before that also, when you were planning this out. What lessons do you think that we can learn here in the US or other countries? Because you put together quite a force to reckon with, and I think you've made a lot of progress. And I would probably see a lot of countries are not up to that stage yet. Dr. Cees Wittens, can you basically tell us what we can learn also?
Well, I think the most important part is communication. I think it's very important that we have now 26 societies of Europe are a member of the European College of Phlebology. And as Alan already pointed out, it's very different in each country, which make it very difficult to have one solution which fits all. And by just communicating with everybody, we try to fit in as good as possible with the theoretical knowledge. And we know, for instance, there's also a shortness on hands-on courses. And of course, that's done by the UEMS for the official part. But we now know from a lot of societies that they also want online hands-on courses, which sounds a little bit silly. But if you at the theoretical course tells people when to do what, but not how to do it. And the online hands-on course is filling the gap that they learn from experts in the field how to do procedures. And of course, is not conclusive because you need to do it really physically, but it's a step in between. And listening to all the societies and what they need is this gap that we are trying to fill in next year, that we have also a working online hands-on course filled in by 40 experts with 40 stations in which people tell exactly how to perform the procedure, which they are told in the theoretical course when to do those treatments.
You know, it's kind of interesting here in the United States that anybody that has a medical degree can perform any of these interventions in their office with no oversight. And looking at where you're going and trying to understand the concept, I think it's very admirable. And as one of the leaders of VLU, Vein Lymphatic University Teaching Network, and all the members that are presently on are also part of the teaching network. That's what we're fulfilling. We're fulfilling teaching, but I think the obligation is to our patients, and that's for certification of some way. In the U.S., they have a certifying exam, but it just doesn't carry any weight. And so your approach to starting this way and then getting approval from the organizing body or governmental body, I think carries a lot of weight. And maybe we can learn from you, as Neil Hingorani said. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I think the key is that's on a long shot, of course, that only the ones who are certified phlebologists in the future can be refunded for their activities. And not that everybody just puts in a sign and I'm doing this. And that's the final, let's say, goal. And that will protect the quality of care for patients suffering venous and lymphatic diseases. So that's in fact where we all came from. But it's a long way. It's probably another 10 years to go. But that's what we hope, that only people who are certified can treat those patients.
Dr. Hingorani,
Yes, Dr. Bozkurt.
I think we have some time limits. That's why there is another thing. In the last 4 years, we started to have very nice meetings. We did the first meetings in Amsterdam for 3 years now. And honestly speaking, it was very successful. I mean, all of them were very successful. In the last meeting we had in Amsterdam, we had more than 300 vascular phlebologists, pure phlebologists, and it was very nice. Then as executive committee, we decided to do that meeting next year in Belgrade. The reason is, I mean, we spent good time in Amsterdam. It was fantastic venue, but we wanted to go slightly different countries. This year, in 2025, I mean, we will be organizing that meeting in Serbia. And also, we do like to see Vein and Lymphatic University with us in that meeting next year. We are going to spare a special session for VLU for that. And we'd like to see you all there next year in Belgrade as well.
I'd like to add further as an independent observer and not part of the college, so to speak, at this point. I've attended the meetings in the past 3 years, and they've been really chock full of knowledge and imparting all of the ideas of venous and lymphatic disorders. But more importantly, I want to commend them for doing a Delphi process on pelvic disorders this year and where that goes. So congratulations on that. It's a big undertaking, and I like to see what happens with that too. So congratulations on that.
And I want to thank you all. This is really great. Dr. Bozkurt, you had something you wanted to add?
Actually, now currently our president and Cees Wittens are organizing a very nice scientific program for 2025 meeting. And I mean, it's going to be a really nice organization to have it.
I think the work that the college has put together for many years, including the meeting and the certification process, will help push the field forward worldwide. And I think you're trailblazers in this field. And I want to thank you very much for agreeing to do this podcast.
I have one more comment. As the outgoing president, Professor Davis, do you have any final comments?
No, I've got one more year of the presidency, and then I'm looking forward to handing it over to Professor Bozkurt. And then the aim will be that the next meeting is in 2026 will be in Istanbul, and in 2027 it's very likely that we will be going to Prague. So we would very much like to welcome all members of the VLU to join us in our collaborations, and we look forward to a very fruitful collaboration with the VLU in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for all that you do in the name of our patients, our practitioners in our field.
Thank you.
Thank you.